champions St Helens take on the champions-elect, the Bradford Bulls. And to be quite honest, I can see the Bradford Bulls going through the card unbeaten this season. Micron Video bringing you all the action of the third game between these two great sides this season. Saints haven't clicked since Wembley, where they beat Bradford 32-22. They've only won 2 games out of the 7 since then, plus 3 losses in the World Club Championship. And can they get it on track this evening? Only time will tell. Bradford first out on the pitch, their side for this evening. Spruce at full-back, Callan, Peacock, Loughlin and Hodgson, the 3-quarter line. Bradley and Tomlinson, the half-back pairing, with McDermott, Laws and Rihanna the front row. Dwyer, Forshaw, McNamara the back 3. Graham, Nicol, Anderson and Jowett on the bench. The Saints come out now in front of a heavily populated crowd, and there must be an abundance of Bradford spectators. Obviously there's quite an amount of St Helens package around, but on top of the table on the Bradford side, the spectators will flock here in the numbers, won't they? Anyway, the Saints side for this evening: Haig at full-back, Arnold, Hunt, Newlove and Sullivan, the 3-quarters. Long and Scott Barrow, the half-back pairing, a new half-back pairing there. Leatham, Cunningham, O'Neill in the front row. Joint Matautia, Carl Hammond back at loose forward, where I think he operates better than the standoff berth. Hayes, Pickavance, Morley and Anderson on the bench. And we're nearly ready for what should prove to be a mighty clash. Bradford, as I've said before, unbeaten. And obviously the Saints have got to try and get back in winning mode after being defeated midweek at Sheffield 14-12. Sean McRae, the Saints coach, blasted his side after. Obviously he said it's one of the worst team performances that he's seen, and heads will roll. There's only one change, that with Scott Barrow coming in at the scrum half berth, more or less to the side. Obviously Bobby Golding out injured, and young Lee Breers, that was transferred to Warrington, done the business for them today. A drop goal that's sent them through. But we're here at Knowsley Road this afternoon. The Super League champions St Helens taking on the champions-elect Bradford. And Matautia. We've had an appointment before the disciplinary committee earlier on this week, sending off sufficient at Oldham last Sunday. And that was only rightly so. In fact, I don't think the man should have been sent off at all. But I couldn't see anything in the incident whatsoever. But Saints put the ball upfield. Spruce takes it in the in-goal area. Anthony Sullivan comes back with Kieran Cunningham. And Sullivan, maybe a doubtful starter for today, along with Leatham. Leatham with a groin problem, Sullivan with a shoulder problem. A neck problem, but Bradford keep it underway. Is it Graham Bradley there, bringing the ball away? But the Bulls in their own 20-metre area. And that's good handling and good passing, and that's what the Bulls can do. We know the Saints can do it, but they just haven't been putting it together. Laws, the influential half hooker, onto Bradley, the captain, the Penguin as he's known. Laws, Bernard, looks like Bernard Dwyer. It is Bernard Dwyer. Looks to have put on a bit of bulk, but it came through at full pelt there, taken down by Julian O'Neill and Andy Leatham. But it's the Bulls again, making good yardage. Tester now, early high ball, well taken by Sullivan. Didn't he take that well? My word, he did, under pressure, with the sun in his eyes as well. Haig brings the ball away for the Saints. Alan Hunt. Now it's Matautia, the big Western Samoan, unloads the ball to Cunningham, and Saints have got to put the ball out. Well, not like that though. Forshaw comes up with it onto Bradley. Danny Peacock has it. Peacock breaks through, support inside Calland, but it's taken down by Sean Long. The tackle, well, it didn't look as though it was completed, but it was then. Forshaw inside, the Bulls are keeping it going. Brian McDermott looking for support. Oh, that's great play. There's always somebody there. Steve McNamara on the end of it. The Saints are under the cosh. Can the Bulls score? But the ball, is it knocked forward? It isn't. It's gathered safely, but Saints now 5 metres The ball's 5 metres from the Saints line. Oh, that's a try. Steve McNamara. Referee Cummins Lukes points to the spot. Dead on 3 minutes on the watch gone. And the Bulls take the lead with a Steve McNamara try. The Saints were up at the Bulls' end. They gave it to Spruce. They put it through. Spruce got it in the in-goal area. Then the Bulls started. They came up downfield, built up the good head of steam. Bernard Dwyer come through at full pace. They built it up from the foreshore, good running, and then putting pressure on the Saints line in the 20-metre area. Well, I'm saying it was McNamara that went over. I think it was McNamara that got the try. Yes, it was. It looked like McNamara, but it was... oh, well, that's a bad miss, isn't it? That is a bad miss by McNamara's standards. But the score's 4 points to 0. Now, I'm undecided there, obviously. You'll have to have another look at that. And the PA system not clear at our vantage point. But Bradford are in the lead by 4 points to 0. Didn't know whether it was James. It was typical of James Lowes to dive in at short range. But Bradford in the lead, 4 points to 0. Anthony Sullivan tries to break through. Worst possible start for the Saints. Obviously the best start for Bradford. And that try, obviously, for Bradford, coming from a loose play after the Saints had the ball. Cunningham lost it, and from the resulting play, Bradford went over for the try, but it's there with Newlove, the ex-Bradford player. And I don't need to remind you, well, that's a bad kick, isn't it? Out on the full. I don't need to remind you, obviously, Paul Loughlin, Bernard Dwyer and Sonny Nicol going one way and Paul Newlove coming this way in that world record transfer fee a couple of seasons ago. The ball brought back to where the kick was taken, 10 metres inside the Saints half. Bernard Dwyer now taking down the Saints defence, going to be tested again. This Bulls outfit runs smooth as silk, doesn't it? Bradley back there, Spruce linking up with the three quarters. Quick breakaway, Tomlinson. Bradley, good running. Brian McDermott, 5 metres short. Lowes again, will he dart from acting half? He doesn't, he puts it out wide. Well, that's come back. It's a Saints player, come back to Bradford. Bradley chips it through. Saints have the ball. Are they in the field of play or are they in the in-goal area? Good work there by Leatham. He was actually in the field of play, only just. And ferocious tackling there as Alan Hunt tries to break through. Bradford penalised for offside. To the applause, the jeers, the cheers of the Saints faithful amassed below us here. Ten metres short of the halfway line. Saints restart. Scott Barrow, no relation to the Barrows, the Frankie Barrow and Tony Barrow that played here. But he is the brother of Warren Barrow that is on Wigan's books. Long drop-off ball, joint. Saints are keeping it going. They've got to back the man up with the ball. Great big break by Haig to Sean Long. Sean Long puts the welly down. Saints reply in kind, and that's a great try. Super try by the Saints. Sean Long going over for his first of the season. His first try in the Saints colours. And one who remember, as we say, Saints, we know they can do it if they just keep the ball alive. That's what they've got to do. But that was great work by Andy Haig. Took the ball there at pace, broke through. Sean Long was in support, and the Bradford defence was tested, and it was found wanting, wasn't it? And Long went over about 15-20 metres to the left of the sticks there at the Eddington end of this Knowsley Road Arena. Before I came here this afternoon, obviously, the way the Saints have been playing, you can't really see the Saints testing the Bradford side. But the last few games, Bradford have fell behind, but they've managed to come back late on. And that's a sign of a good side, isn't it? I remember when Saints used to do that. They may have been trailing and then they come back, you know, in the second half or the last 15 minutes. And it's always the sign of a good side. So Sean Long looking to convert his own try. It's waved away. So level pegging. 4 points apiece. Bradford Bulls more or less at full strength. They have got Jowett back on the bench. He'd had a broken leg earlier in the season, along with Jeremy Donegal, who's not back fully fit yet. Robbie Paul out injured, he's got a broken thumb. Saints with their injury problems. Tommy Martin with a knee, a reconstruction job. Busby with a broken leg. Bobby Golding and Steve Prescott both had hernia operations. They're hoping that Bobby Golding's going to be right for next Sunday's match against Halifax to give him a run out before we go on the 13,000-mile journey for the second part of the World Club Championship. Perellini and Norley out injured, but it's the Bulls that have the possession and they're making good yardage. They'll be smarting from that try by Long. And a break there by McNamara. Bradley on the inside, and he didn't give it for whatever reason. He didn't give Bradley the pass, but it's the Bulls. McNamara again, puts it downfield. Matt Calland is chasing it on the right flank today, Calland. But Bradford there again, exposing a hole in the Saints' defence. Putting the ball down deep in the Saints' corner, the scoreboard end at Nosey Road. Scrum down, head and feed, Scott Barrett to feed. And Andy Haig instrumental in that try that Sean Long scored. Oh, that's great tackling there. Picking Andy Haig up, Spruce and Bradley. But now it's Alan Hunt. Strong tackling. Bernard Dwyer, the tackling machine in there. Vila Matautia against Paul Loughlin. Cunningham breaks quickly. Cunningham, lovely ball. On to Danny Arnold. Looking well. Late play there by Loughlin as he went in. Nothing malicious. Danny Arnold gets up. He just went in on a bit of a flop. Spruce. Three-man Saints reception committee. Hodgson, the wingman. Oh, well clattered there by Julian O'Neill. Come here, my son, he says. But it's the Bulls again charging. The pass looked to him forward from our vantage point. The crowd let to referee Cummins know, but he was unmoved. Did well, all in that ball in there. McDermott, the prop. Now it's with James Laws. Good running from the Bulls. Is it the last one of the sequence? No, not yet. Inside ball. Bradley turns it left. Bradford move it over to the left. Leatham in with the tackle. Last one of the sequence it is now. It's a testing ball for Calland's wing. Bounced in front of Calland. He comes up with the possession, flicks it back inside. Newlove gets the pass. So Bradford tried to keep it alive. It was on the sixth tackle. Andy Haig taken by Tomlinson, just roughing him up a little bit. And Sullivan breaks from the acting half-back position, but he's going nowhere. The ball's reaped out. Tomlinson involved. And Saints have a penalty. 12.5 minutes gone. The score's all level, 4 points apiece. A try, but I'm not sure for Bradford. Either McNamara or Laws, but definitely the Saints try scored by Long. Long again. On to Newlove. Newlove just can't break the clutches of the Bradford defence. Hammond, Matautia. Scott Barrett, Sean Long. Chris Joyce can't take it. Bradford drop on it, Danny Peacock. And a Saints attack comes to naught, but it's Bernard Dwyer. Pops the ball up again, it's loose. Sullivan got a foot to it. But it's Bruce, is it? No, it's Peacock that comes up with it. Now it's McDermott, the prop. Great work from the Bulls this season and today. 15, well, he walked off the mark. He had to play the ball. Well, Bradley is yapping away. He is the captain. But let's get him pegged another 10 metres. If he doesn't... he throws the ball away with disgust. And he should be marked another 10 metres. In fact, he should be on a warning. He's the captain. He should know better, the fiery Aussie. But referee Cummins, no doubt he'll have made a note, a mental note of it. As O'Neill takes the ball forward. Strong running, foreshowing at the tackle there. Saints move it over to their right. McNamara and Tomlinson. Alan Hunt at dummy half. Hunt pirouettes, drives forward. 15 metres from the Bradford line. Saints within striking distance. Barrow and Long onto Newlove. He's well wrapped up there, Newlove. Forced into touch. Great tackling there from Calland and Peacock. Super tackling on Paul Newlove. Semi broke out of the tackle, but then dispatched over the whitewash and the touch line. Scrum down, head and feed to the Bulls. Tomlinson to feed. The Saints will have had the rounds of the kitchen all this week from Sean McRae. Tyriana for Bradford now in possession. McNamara dummy half. Saints penalised for offside. Hewlett-Packard, today's match day sponsors. Bradford have the possession. He's lost the ball, McDermott. It's been knocked forward. Great tackling there. Carl Hammond, Andy Leatham. And Leatham doing a great job with Perellini being out with an elbow problem. He's had exploratory surgery on it. Andy Northey out with a calf injury. Only a youngster, Andy Leatham, was more or less a regular part of the set up a season or so ago. Then he developed a nasty problem that kept him out for a while and was unable to get back in, but he's making his way steadily back in the team, and you try and replace him. Ooh, well, that looked a big hit, didn't it, by McNamara on Julian O'Neill, the ex-Auckland Warrior, but it's Cunningham scampers away. What a tie, what a tussle we've got at hooker today between James Lowes and Kieran Cunningham, arguably the two best hookers in the Super League, as Matautia comes on, but he comes without the ball. But the referee's blown up for an infringement. Obviously the forward pass. No, he's given a penalty. Maybe for crossing, but Bradford have the penalty. .30 metres out, Ryan McDermott. Leatham, one of the tacklers, in again. And the Bulls spray it to the right. The Saints tackling has got to make sure that the ball is clamped, because Bradford can release it. In the tackle, good loop movement there. The ball juggled, it's Forshaw. Ex-Wigan and Leeds man. Once again, Lowes. Breaking for the line, just taken down again, and who is it? Andy Leatham again. Bulls move it to the right, Bradley, short pass that certainly looked forward onto Peacock. Is it the last one of the sequence, Tom? That's a knock-on. Tomlinson couldn't control. Well, it's a knock-on, man, come on. He's given the turnover. It was on the sixth tackle, but that was clearly a knock-on. But the Bulls pegged for offside this time. Little bit of respite for the Saints. The penalty will be taken from the... Well, it's taken quickly by Alan Hunt, who's going to be taken from the 20-metre line. And a good kick should find Saints making good yardage, but Hunt played it quickly. And why not indeed? The Saints are matching the Bulls, man to man so far this afternoon. 18 minutes gone. Well, Hunt, did he play the ball correctly? Who's bothered? The referee letting go. Matautia puts it back to Cunningham. Support the man with the ball, Saints, and the fruits will come. Hammond. Saints move it left. Long. Oh, dearie me. The short ball meant for Joint, I think it was. He couldn't take it. But Spruce comes away with it. Evades one highish tackle. And Alan Hunt brings him down. I thought he'd taken a knock there, Alan Hunt. He grimaced a little bit as he got up. But it's an exciting game. Can the Saints hold this Bulls outfit? There's a good chance of me being on the Town Hall steps with a band playing outside. If Saints come up with a win today, I couldn't see the Saints really doing anything. But stranger things have happened. Bradley into a big hole. Support on the inside from Tomlinson. The Saints cover defence comes back, but the Bulls are 10 metres from the Saints line. Lowe's attacked in half. Once again, Lowe's offering the ball, but it's an interception by Sullivan. He pinned his ears back and nobody will catch him. Sullivan up the left wing. Oh, great work. And Sullivan goes in there. Spruce can't cut him off. He closes the angle down, but great work there as the referee brought them back. Well, it looks as though is the try given. The referee's brought play back, dearie me. Well, he must have considered that Sullivan was offside. Oh, dearie me, he's joking, isn't he? So close to the line as well. It was Lowe's, he brought the ball forward, he brought it across, he was trying to draw the men in, then he slipped the ball out, Sullivan intercepted. And that's, oh dearie me, that's a try all the way. Referee Cummins. The crowd just cheering him on and letting him know what they think about him. But Sullivan pinned his ears back. Offside, he says, as he comes back. Dear me. So close to the line there, as you can see, that's where he's given the decision. But the Bulls now, they probably tap it. They want to pressurise the Saints side. Lowe's will restart. Rihanna, the man, a metre short now. Lowe's slips it up. Tomlinson chips it through. Well, it's the Saints man, comes back. He never actually played at it. The tackle count remains the same. Dwyer puts it out. Bradford want to spread it. It's with McDermott. Saints now pushing the Bradford Bulls back. Leatham again in. Lowe's drives it forward. Tomlinson, Bradley. Well, is that an obstruction? There's a penalty going there, and I think it's going the Saints' way. It is. But Saints weather the storm. Just watering the tonsils there. Obviously an exciting game and just in need of a little lubrication. So Saints have the possession. They've weathered the storm with the other end. They came up the full length of the field for a try. It was disallowed. Play was back there. Bradford tried to pepper the Saints line. They couldn't. They were penalised at the end, and Saints move upfield into passing. Paul Newlove. He'd like to do well against his old team. In fact, all these players like to do well against teams that they've played for prior. But it's Matautia, good yardage. 10 metres inside the Bradford half now, the last one of the sequence. Long puts a reverse angle kick. Taken and juggled. Hodgson, the man that comes away with it. Breaks through Sullivan's tackle. Comes down the right flank. He's playing on the left wing, but he came over to the right flank. And Newlove says, welcome to Rosie Road, my son, and bounces him to the lush turf here. The ground in excellent condition. Strong running, Rihanna. Lowe's once again operates at the dummy half berth. Into passing, and Dwyer on the opposite diagonal, taken down by O'Neill. Barney Rubble, as he's known, or he was known, Bernard Dwyer, when he played with alongside Kevin Ward. But it's the Bulls moving it out. And Hodgson in for the try in the corner, the top left-hand corner there, as the Bulls are playing down towards the scoreboard end here at Knowsley Road. 23 minutes gone. That separates the sides. That score by Hodgson. He came over off his left flank, over here to the right, just a couple of minutes earlier. Bounced to the ground by Paul Newlove, and then got back in position. The Bulls moved the ball cross field, and he latched onto it at the end there and went in the corner there by the big screen. And can he slot this one over? It's sod's law that he will do. But he doesn't. Obviously put the mocker on him there. 24 minutes gone now. Saints 4, Bradford 8.
So the current score in that match this afternoon, the Saints 4, Bulls 8.
Obviously things okay for Bradford at the top. Saints in 5th position. Leeds keeping up the momentum today. They've got a good win against Salford. Warrington beat Halifax just. Oldham went down by a point. Castleford won at Paris on Saturday, and the old pie eaters got beat on Friday night. Now fancy that at London. Sean Edwards and a fire put one over on their old side. They came back into it, 12 points apiece at one stage, but the Broncos ran out winners. A good display from them after Wigan had hit back with a good bit of form over the last few matches. But Saints have the ball in their hands at present. Sean Long chips it downfield. Bradford in the lead by 8 points to 4 with 15 minutes remaining at Knowsley Road in the first half, in front of quite a healthy crowd. Matt Calland wrapped up by Newlove. Great tackle, 1-to-1 by Newlove on Calland. 4 short, dummy half. Inside ball to Peacock. Oh, that's great tackling. Cunningham and Matautia quickly in. Substitute Paul Anderson on there. But Matthew Elliott will be spelling his forwards. Probably Brian McDermott that's gone off for the rest as Bernard Dwyer comes downfield. Lowe's attacked in half. Oh, Brian McDermott's still on. Probably Rihanna. The ball chipping up nicely. Knock on. Sullivan took it, or tried to take it. He's going to play a knock on. Now is he going to give a knock on both ways? Who knows what's going to happen in Mr. Cummings there. He's saying that Anthony Sullivan knocked on. It looked as though it touched Sullivan's body to me. Then Tomlinson came for it, and he knocked it forward. So knock on both ways. The man in the middle says we would, or I would disagree with him, but he'll not bother whether I disagree or I don't. Bradford have the head and feet from the scrum. And McNamara, is it breaking away? The ball, well, it's McNamara that has it now, is it? No, it's Lowe's. No wonder I got mixed up for that try before. Paul Anderson. Lowe's twisting, turning. Slips it inside. McNamara off to Bradley. Bradford in space. Should be a try here. Calland. And nearly put off his guard, but Calland in for the try. 27 minutes on the watch. Bradford run 2 tries in quick succession. That coming from what I would consider a wrong decision by the referee, where the ball was sprayed out by Bradford. It touched Sullivan, touched his body. Then it went to Tomlinson. He knocked it on. The referee blew up, and he said Sullivan had knocked it forward. Brought back for the scrum. From the resulting scrum, Bradford moved downfield, and after some very good inter-passing movements, Calland went over for the try. nearly turned on his back, but nearly is not good enough, is it? 12 points to 4, and McNamara looking for his first points of the afternoon. Well, McNamara converted the Callan try. The Bulls are in the lead by 14 points to 4. Coming from a couple of indiscretions, supposedly by the Saints. Great win by the Bulls, as I said, last Sunday at Leeds. 32-16, they ran out winners in front of 19,000 people. I don't think there's that many here today, but there's a healthy crowd. I would imagine well over the 10,000 mark. The Bulls gave the Saints a mauling after the game at Wembley. 38-18, and as I said before, the Saints have only won 2 games since Wembley. They put the ball downfield, put too much beef on it, goes over the dead ball line at the Eddington end, and the Bulls will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20. And what a dramatic change from last season when it was all going Saints' way. They only lost 2 games in the Super League last season, both away against the Pie Eaters and the Bradford Bulls. But nothing going right for them this season. A catalogue of injuries that obviously can't do the makeup of your team any good. But it seems though that a lot of the commitment had gone as well. The Bulls on the charge, loose play. Danny Arnold went for it, he couldn't get it. Well, it looks as though he was knocked forward. But the Bulls come up with the possession. Play's allowed to go on. They spread it so quickly, and a break up midfield. Spruce linking up, flicks it out there to Peacock. Peacock turned the ball inside to Callan, and Callan breaks through. He's wrapped up by Julian O'Neill. Lowe's a dummy half. The testing high ball from McNamara. Arnold comes in, took it with ease. Stays in the field of play, does he? Or is he just forced into the in-goal area? Well, Loughlin and Dwyer, the ex-Saints duo, tackled Arnold. They come in again, they tackle Alan Hunt. Old pals act, they all have a pint together, these lads, after, especially the St Helens lads. They love it, don't they? They can give a bit back, a bit of stick back now. Certainly after the sensational move which took them over to Bradford. Bradford pegged for offside as O'Neill comes through with the ball. And it looks as though the ex-Saints trio will get a medal of one description at the end of the season, Super League, and they'll get a trophy, won't they, the Super League trophy. It'd be nice to see them win something after so many seasons at the Saints, winning very little, precious little. Saints have the ball, the trail by 14 points to 4. There's 8 minutes to the half remaining. Newlove losing his footing. It's now with Sean Long. Well, the ball's knocked out of his hands. Play should be allowed to go on. Newlove moves it in the middle. I was going to say Newlove waves the tackle count clean, but referee Cummins does that. That was the 0 tackle. Hammond slips it to Matautia. Matautia and Anderson. Paul Anderson on the Saints side, Paul Anderson on the Bradford side. But our Paul Anderson hasn't appeared yet. He will be introduced into the game later, I can assure you. But Saints within striking distance now. Cunningham. Hammond. Great tackling by the Bulls. Well, that's knocked forward by Andy Haig. The ball flicked out. The idea was right, keep the ball moving. He just couldn't get a clean grip on it as McNamara comes through. Arnold makes sure the tackle is completed. Hodgson attacked in half. Wrapped up by Danny Arnold. Bradley. Strong runner, breaks the tackle, does Bradley. Just taken by the shirt, but the support there from James Lowes. And Lowes again, turns inside. 40-metre burst by the Bulls. putting pressure on the Saints line once again. Peacock, inside ball. I don't think it was Peacock. But it's the Bulls are charging. Loughlin within a stretch. 6'3" high, but he was just about 6 inches short there. McDermott trying to burrow in from short range. Is he held up over the line? Is it the turnover? The referee's blown up. Well, it is the turnover, so Bradford putting on the power play and failing there as Cunningham brings it away. McDermott and Dwyer in for the tackle, and Arnold coming in, trying to ease the forwards a little, coming in off the right flank. The Bulls break quickly. It's now with Newlove. They're not going to give Newlove an inch, are they? Well, they're not going to give anybody an inch. Alan Hunt threading his way through. Valuable 15 metres gathered. Hammond, lovely ball from Hammond to Long. Scott Barrow, I should say, beg your pardon. Back to Scott Barrow. Can Scott Barrow go in? He does well there, didn't he? And Arnold finishes off in the corner. That was unselfish of Scott Barrow. I'm sure the lad could have scored himself, but he played the percentage rugby. After him spitting and you know what, but at the end of the day, he played the percentage rugby. And so Arnold was out wide, where I feel that Scott Barrow, who was involved in that movement a couple of times, put it out to Arnold, and Arnold went in at the corner. Great work from Arnold. His 11th try of the season. Can he float it in? Only a yard or so, a metre or so in from the main stand here at Nosey Road. Little bit of a jig. Is it going to float in? Oh, dearie me, how unlucky. Hit the crossbar and bounced out. Unlucky Sean Long after such a great effort. A converted try separates the sides. Saints 8, Bradford 14. Don't move. You don't blink, you're going to miss something. The game all tied at 4 points apiece. Up to the 23rd minute. Bradford going in for 2 tries in quick succession. And the floodgates looked as though they was going to open. But the Saints stuck to the task, gathered together, mustered the troops, held out the Bradford Bulls. Arnold going in for the try there after a great break-up field. Scott Barrow involved on a couple of occasions. And Arnold scoring the try. Sonny Nickel, come on now, the ex-Saints favourite. Bradford have the ball, the 10 metres short of the halfway line. They have a 6-point lead, 14 points to 8 as Bradley, taken by Joint, 2 captains together, head to head. And they force him back eventually. Leatham involved there as well. Tireless tackler is Andy Leatham. Short kick through there, well-angled kick. Great work by Haig, put his body on the line. Was it Haig? No, it was Scott Barrow. I do beg your pardon, Scott Barrow. Great work from the youngster, only 17 years of age. Put his body on the line, and an astute kick by Bradford put it through. Barrow came back, took it well. He played for the Saints, it's Scott Barrow at Halifax a few weeks ago. Came on for a piece of the action late on. But Saints up there on the far side. Alan Hunt impeded in his efforts to get up, and the referee said he's knocked the ball forward. Hunt throws the ball down in disgust. Bradford head and feed. Mr. Cummins winning no favourites with the Saints spectators. Couple of minutes left of this half. Sonny Nickel just coming onto the field in the last few minutes. McNamara attacked in half. Tries for a forward pass, and it's not so often the popular side faithful are wrong. but they're not influencing Mr. Cummins on this occasion. O'Neill, Cunningham, Matautian in at the tackle there on Paul Anderson. Lowe's attacked in half. Once again, Lowe scampers away. Oh, dearie me, the Saints there fall for the 5-card trick right before the half-time. Well, the referee's not happy with it. He's going to have a look at the screen. He must think there's an infringement in the build-up to that try. Obviously, Cunningham, Lowe's, I beg your pardon, broke away. Typical Lowe's move, slipped the ball away from the acting half-back position, went over for the try. No danger, I think, about actually putting the ball down, but was there infringement at the play of the ball? But here's the decision. Yes, try given. Alan Hunt felt that he was impeded at the play of the ball. The referee didn't agree with him. He said Alan Hunt had knocked on from the resulting play. Bradford came away again and punished the Saints with Lowe's going in there from short range. McNamara with the conversion, which is successful. There's the half-time hooter. So Bradford scoring another 6 points at the death, which gives them a half-time lead of 20 points to 8. As we say, tries exchanged early on, 4 points apiece it was, 23 minutes. Then Hodgson in for a try, unconverted. 4 minutes later, Calland went in for a try. McNamara converted that, and it was 14 points to 4. We expected the floodgates to open, but it didn't happen. 8 minutes later, Arnold went in for a try after some lovely work by the Saints, moving upfield. Scott Barrow involved, into passing. Unselfishly gave the ball out to Arnold. Long with the conversion, it landed on the crossbar and bounced out. Is that going to be our luck today? 8 points to 14 there, Saints were trailing. And then right at the death there, Lowe's in from the acting half-back position, in for the try. Goal by McNamara. Half-time at Nosey Road. Saints 8, Bradford 20. The Bradford side come back onto the park. Words of Matthew Elliott ringing in their ears. I'm sure the Saints will, with Sean McRae after his half-time team talk. Before we get away with the action, I have a mention for Jane and Phil Martin in Toronto in Canada. Now, Jane is the daughter of Brian Collins, our very own stat man here at St Helens, who will be taking a copy of today's match over to Toronto. He's going over there later on this week, or the back end of this week, to visit his daughter Jane. And obviously by the time you were watching this match, Jane and Phil, your dad I'll be with you. So best wishes to Jane and Phil Martin in Toronto, Canada. Best wishes to Brian Collins. Hope you enjoy your holiday, Brian. See you after the Saints have been, or come back from the tour of Australia. By popular demand, me and you, Brian, are not going to Australia, but you can't win them all, can you? So best wishes, Jane and Phil Martin in Toronto. We're ready for the second half. Saints will kick off. They trail by 20 points to 8. And they're looking to get back in. In fact, to be quite honest, they've been in with a fling. Just a couple of errors, which I would consider perhaps by the man in the middle, or he didn't help our cause. And Bradford points have come from it. Obviously the sign of a good side, capitalising on mistakes by the opposition. Nickel, Lowe's acting half. Paul Anderson for Bradford. Big bulky figure, prop forward, drives it up. Cunningham, Hunt, O'Neill. Another tackling machine there. Oh, great ball. McNamara turns it inside. Danny Peacock is it? Paul Loughlin it is, the other centre. Bradley, the captain, taken down by Matautia. Another noticeable absentee this afternoon, Derek McVie, suspended for one match after being put on report for a high tackle in the Oldham match. Matautia, as I said earlier, sending off sufficient. Gary Lord was suspended for one match for knees in the back. It's a good job he didn't play for Saints, didn't he? No, they did the same thing against a Fire. Both the players involved got up and played on, and no, they ended up with 4 matches. 4 matches ban, but Lord got away with 1. That's inconsistency of the highest order for you, isn't it? And some of the older punchers, and there was plenty of that, wasn't there? They went away unpunished. But Saints have the ball. Newlove, great reception committee for him. The Saints captain Chris Joint can't get away. Bradford playing with the sun in their eyes, and if the Saints have anything about them, they'll take them down to that bottom corner, obviously, when they can get them down that end. And on the corner of the main stand and the clubhouse, right by the restaurant area, put the ball high and see if they can put Bradford under a little bit of pressure. That's a deep kick there, too much beef on it. Saints with 9 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses, 19 points. The Bradford Bulls, 15 straight wins, well on course for a win today. 30 points at the top of the table, unbeaten in Super League, as Spruce comes on a darting run. Hammond and Cunningham. Lowe's. Paul Anderson. Well, was that the referee's whistle? Obviously not. Lowe's again at dummy half. Tomlinson puts it back to Lowe's. He sees a gap and he goes for it. Leatham and O'Neill complete the tackle. Lovely ball to Bradley from McNamara. Tries for forward again. Saints are pegged back. They have to line up on their own 10-metre line. It's the last tackle of the sequence. The ball's chipped through. Danny Peacock on Andy Haig. Haig does well, keeps in the field of play. Callender as well, doing a bit of mauling. Sullivan tries to break through. Peacock. Now it's Arnold coming off the right flank over to the left. He'll have to get back quickly. But Saints are making yardage. Well, as you can see there, the Bradford Bulls, well, they do line up correctly this time. As Saints spread the ball to Sean Long, but the tackling there, it's ferocious, it's quick. Hammond puts boot to ball, try and relieve the pressure a bit. Bounces in the field of play. Hodgson, one of the try scorers for Bradford, gets it. Quickly dispatched by Matautia. Spruce taken by Matautia again, and Matautia collars him. Paul Anderson bounces off Cunningham, bounces off Hammond. It's McDermott, actually, I beg your pardon, it wasn't Paul Anderson. Loughlin. Lowe's once again. Bradford run it there, move it over to the right. The tackle is completed. Saints are urged to get back onside. As the Bulls change direction, that was Anderson to Nickel. Nickel knocks it sideways, breaks out of the tackle, releases the ball round the corner to Loughlin, turns it inside there to Calland, and Calland in for his second. The referee points to the spot. Bradford opened the scoring in the second half. 5 minutes into the second half. Calland with the try. And the Saints public feeling that there was a knock on there, but it looked as though it had gone back for me. As Sonny Nickel juggled with it, got fingertips to it, but it came back. Bradford played on, moved it quickly, lovely ball to Paul Loughlin into space. Then he turned it back inside, Calland on the end of it, and he finished off in style under the posts. Right in front of the sticks, 10 metres out. 5 minutes gone of the second half. Well, only just got away with it, didn't he? My word. McNamara converts the Callan try. Bradford 26, Saints 8. And it looks as though my pants are stopping on. You with Micron Video, the leaders in video of rugby league in the north. And we go to all parts of the country. As you've heard me before, we're giving a mention to people in Canada. We go to Australia, New Zealand, many points all over the world. We've even been heard in Wigan. But Bradford kick off. The Saints up against it now. 26 points to 8 is the score at present, as O'Neill is taken down on the 20-metre line. The Bulls move up quickly. Long slips it inside. Chris Morley just been introduced onto the field of play. And Saints making good yardage. Nickel tidies up on the tackle. Cunningham to Long. Long dabs it downfield for the corner. It's on the 6th tackle. Sullivan's chasing it. And Callan has to let it go dead. Lovely angle kick into the corner. Just that half a yard too much beef on it by Sean Long. But that's the corner that the Saints want to be putting the high ball up. With the sun here, fine day here at Nosey Road, with the sun streaming down. And Bradford have it in their eyes in this second half. They lead by 26 points to 8. We've had 9 minutes of the second half gone. And how so different it could have been if the Sullivan try would have been allowed to stand. He was penalised for offside. We got done like that at Halifax as well, with somebody moving offside. I don't know, that was Sullivan and Hunt that day. Loose play there by the Bulls, tidied up by Peacock. Newland, Long and Morley in. Chris Morley. Well, the ball going in on the full, on the 6th tackle, the turnover, a mistake by Bradford, a rare error. Chris Joint restarts, Cunningham at dummy half, Long. Along the line now, it's Alan Hunt. Can he squeeze through? He passes it to Danny Arnold, puts it out the back door. Arnold straightens up, he's 30 metres out. Anderson, McDermott and Tomlinson take him down. And Saints are running again. Pickavance. Long, back to Hammond, out to the left. Untidy ball there, meant maybe for Paul Newlove, but went past him. Sullivan could not gather the ball, went into touch, so an error there by the Saints. Head and feed at the scrum to the Bulls. Nickel, taken by Hammond. A good running by the Bulls as they move downfield, but that's great tackling by the Saints. Morley and O'Neill on Matt Calland. Saints line up with the referee. Well, in fact, they line up just in front of the referee, but they get away with it on this occasion. Why not? Bradford have been getting away with it most of the match. James Laws sees that gap. Only needs that inkling of a gap there, and he's away, just as Kieran Cunningham is. The Bulls put the ball upfield. Was into touch by Sullivan. Sullivan lets it go into touch. Obviously, couldn't take it. Head and feed to the Saints at the scrum. Sean Long back to the scrum half. Obviously, Scott Barr been replaced. And Paul Anderson on as well. The Bulls with a swarming defence, cutting the Saints down. Cunningham trying to scamper away. Cunningham turns the ball back in field. The Saints keep it moving. Long out to Newland. He gets a lovely ball out to Sullivan. And Sullivan into Bradford territory. And the Saints can do it. We'd love to see them with the ball in their hands when they're in this frame of mind. Hunt into space, lobs it over the top. Arnold couldn't take it. Well, I think the ball was forward off Alan Hunt. Danny Arnold couldn't take it. The idea was right. Lovely play by the Saints. When they put it together, when they've got their mind on the job, excellent handling.
Number 6, Carl Hammond left the field. He's replaced by number 25, Paul Anderson.
So Anderson just obviously coming on for Carl Hammond. Morley gone into the loose forward berth, but the Saints think, I mean, as Bradford had, it's lovely when you see ball handling skills of this quality, but the last pass just going begging. And the Bulls back in possession. 13 minutes gone of the second half. Saints 8, Bradford 26. Anderson and Matautia shoulder to shoulder. Let's get ready to rumble. And that's some power in that, in the popular side faithful erupt, chanting Wheeler's name. We like a bit of rough and tumble, don't we? But it's Bradley. Tomlinson, is it that tied it up? No, it's James Lowes. James Lowes at the base of the back of the play, the ball. Kick the ball into touch on the far side. Head and feet to the Saints, but at the wrong end of the field. Long from the base of the scrum, Paul Anderson comes away with it. Then the ball flicks out. Saints have it, it's gone back. Sean Long claims it, there's nothing wrong with that. It's play on. So Saints getting the rub of the green there on that occasion as Pickavance strides forward. Julian O'Neill, tackled by Nickel. He's been out for a few weeks in the season, a broken arm. He had trouble with a hairline fracture. Had trouble again. The ball knocked forward there by the Saints as Andy Haig came in. The Saints man just overrunning it. The ball knocked forward. Head and feet to the Bulls. So Bernard Dwyer, who had been replaced, coming back on. Whether that was a blood bin or not, I don't know. The Bulls have the ball. Great burst by Loughlin. Puts it out to his wingman, Hudson. He's well wrapped up by Andy Haig. Tomlinson attacked in half. It's the Bulls on the charge. Bernard Dwyer releases it. Lowes. Or is it Mac? It is Lowes. Spruce. McDermott. 8 metres short. The Bulls, they lead by 26 points to 8. They're spreading it wide. The ball's loose by the Bulls. The Saints can't capitalise on it. Peacock picked it up, but the pass was forward. Scrum down, head and feet to the Saints. 10 metres from the Saints line. 15 minutes of the second half gone. The referee not happy with the scrum. Sean Long has to feed again. Anderson. First man in, 3-man reception committee, Bradley, Dwyer and one other. Now it's Pickavance. We know Pickavance has the talent to unlock the defence. Hunt. Once again, Alan Hunt pumping the legs, can't escape the tackle or the clutches of Paul Loughlin. Cunningham breaking down the blind side. Arnold attacked in half. Cunningham felt he was being a little mauled a bit. Paul Anderson taken by Forshaw and McDermott. Long moves it over. Did that come off a Bradford player? It didn't, it's gone straight out on the full. And the turnover, so Saints putting on the power play, but it didn't come off. And Sonny Nicol, who I thought had just gone off for Bernard Dwyer. Obviously he was moved out into midfield. Bernard Dwyer in the pack. Bradley. A cluster of Saints players round him. O'Neill and Morley. Lowe's moves it left. The Bulls with McNamara. Anderson takes him down. Alan Hunt there at the base. Well, a knock on by Loughlin. But he's penalised the Saints. He's penalised Alan Hunt for not rolling away. Well, he must be joking. He was trying to roll away. The Bulls played the ball. Loughlin clearly knocked it on. And once again, the referee ruling in favour of the Bulls, and McNamara's going to have a go for goal. Just receiving a little bit of sustenance there. But Saints are done by again, I feel, with Hunt in at the tackle. He was tangled up with the player. He tried to get out of the way, he couldn't. Loughlin knocked it forward, and Mr. Cummins penalised the Saints. McNamara looking to put a 20-point gap in between the sides, 26-8 at present. And still the Saints spec is trying to put McNamara off his stride. He'll be well focused. Strides up. It's gone to the left. It's just not his day, is it? Perhaps just as well. He's missed 3. He's wrapped up, but he gets his ball away to Tomlinson. And Tomlinson, oh, the ball's loose. That's going to be a knock-on. Great tackle by Andy Haig. Tomlinson lost possession. Great work by the Saints. They had to cover quickly. They had to come over. Haig was involved. He got stuck in there. Good tackle. The ball was knocked forward. Tomlinson regathered it, but the knock-on ruled. And the crowd here obviously being entertained to some exciting rugby, but it's all Bradford, it's all one-way traffic more or less. They've come up with quite a few points from what we'd class as unforced errors, courtesy of the man wearing the blue shirt in the middle, in my humble opinion. Player down injured midfield, and referee coming just going having a look. The scrum down will be formed. Long will feed. And as I said earlier, Bobby Golding, he's been out with a hamstring, a hernia. He had a hernia operation. I suppose we have that many hamstrings. But anyway, Golding out. They're hoping to get him on for part of the game next Sunday against Halifax. Here at Nosey Road, the last game before the Saints travel the 13,000 miles, obviously to take on the Auckland Warriors, the Cronulla Sharks and the Penrith Panthers, as Matautia in the return section of the World Club Championship. Matautia moving forward. Tomlinson wraps him up. Now it's Cunningham down the blind side. Slips it to Arnold. He has to come back infield. There's no room for him. Long again, puts it to that top corner. Is there too much beef on it again? Will it hang in the field of play? But it's gone dead. Callan just lets it go dead. In the final quarter, the Bulls in the lead, 26-8. Maintaining the 100% record. I think they play Salford next weekend. That's going to be a tough tie for Andy Gregory's men. They've gone down today against Leeds, and he'll have to lift them for next Sunday's match. The Saints play Halifax. They went down today at Warrington So they'll be looking to bounce back with John Pendlebury and his men. As Laws, once all Laws again, tremendous play, slips the ball to Peacock, and a try out of nothing there as the Saints were caught. Great work from the hooker Laws, the tireless worker in the Bradford pack. Well, they're all tireless workers. But Peacock finishes it off, and they couldn't lay a hand on Laws. Pushed the tacklers off left and right, went over there to that top corner, the corner of the Eddington and the main stand. Peacock was in support. Lovely ball by Laws, slipped it to Peacock.
Bradford, Bulls number 6, Danny Peacock.
And the Bulls bring up the 30 as McNamara gets Barrett once again. You can't beat it. It's all friendly stuff. Nice bit of friendly banter. McNamara strikes it. Is it a better kick? Oh, it is a better kick. Superb effort. The Peacock 4 is turned into 6. 32 points to the Bulls, 8 to the Saints. How a side, a championship winning side as St Helens, as they were last season, have certainly come up against the Cosh this season, and the champions elect are on course, and silverware will be going to the Odsal Bowl at the end of this season, or before the end of the season, with the Bulls. Well, they won't get it till it's mathematically impossible for them to get beat. But great work by this Bulls outfit. 32 points to 8 now. And Saints, as the coach Sean McRae says, they've got to try and play for pride. As Hunt taking the Lachlan, is it, that wraps him up? No, McNamara. Saints put the ball down to this corner. It's bounced in the field of play and then out. Hodgson couldn't do anything with it. The ball awkwardly bouncing with Hodgson with the sun in his eyes, but it's head and feet to the Bulls, and it's 10 metres from the Bulls line. Can the Saints put pressure on the Bulls and hold them down in this this quarter? For the 6 tackles, McNamara out to the base of the scrum. But strong running like that. Peacock, the try scorer. Laws at dummy half. Strong running. McDermott. Good yardage made, and they're nearly up to the halfway line now, the Bulls. They're over the halfway line. They keep the ball moving. Lovely rugby when it's played like this, isn't it? Even though Saints are at the wrong end of the score line. Super work by the Bulls. They come 50, 60 metres. Finished off at the corner. Well, Bradley for the touchdown. The Bulls in for another try. Referee points to the spot. And now finally the Bradford spectators shout easy. But it was Bradley that finished off. And from that scrum, head and feet to the Bulls, 10 metres from the Bradford line, the Bulls come all the way upfield and score in the top corner, with Bradley finishing off, making it 36 points to 8. And we're still 14 minutes of the game left. McNamara in again. Is he successful this time? He is. He's got his eye in now, hasn't he?
And with the conversion, number 26, Steve McNamara.
38-8. 30-point cushion. Separating the sides now. And the Saints going to be on the end of a heavy mauling. Everything going Bradford's way. Lovely rugby though, isn't it? When the ball's flowing through the hands, we know the Saints can do it. We know the Bulls can do it. An exhibition of good handling skills today, even though the Saints had held the Bulls for 23 minutes of the first half, just one try apiece. And 2 quick tries from Bradford, then the Saints were back in it, but the Bulls are running out now. And Saints not even on the scoreboard in the second half and playing for pride. Sean McRae, the Saints coach, he's a very proud man, and he must wonder how the wheels have fell off the Saints machine as Cunningham breaks down the wing from a championship winning side. As I said last season, Sean McRae seemed to have instilled here at St Helens that mental toughness that the Saints had lacked in seasons before, but even that's gone. And why? Who knows? It's always the coach that gets the hammer. I mean, the players are out there, and it makes you wonder how one game they can put it together and they're exceptional, and then it just falls apart. But Nickel, Dwyer and Loughlin will be relishing in this defeat of the former side this evening, as Bradley, the scorer of the last try, makes good forward momentum.
Come on, Lee!
Well, Bradley all over Julian O'Neill there, and you can bet there that if the referee had blown, he'd give a penalty to Bradford, wouldn't he? But the Bulls still have the possession. Bernard Dwyer over the halfway line. Lowe scampers away, chips it through, right into touch, and Lowe takes a big hit. Was it Newland that came in and clattered him? Well, we've only about 11 minutes left. It's a pity he wasn't clattered earlier, that fella, because he certainly makes Bradford tick, doesn't he? Good break. Pickavance lofts it over the top. Alan Hunt gathers it in. Oh, yes! Super ball out of the back door to Arnold, and Saints are on the scoreboard in the second half. Well, it just came together there this time, didn't it? Arnold in for his second. Lovely play over on the far side. Sean Long inside there to Pickavance. Good running from Pickavance. Super ball to Alan Hunt. Great play from Hunt. Took the ball over here to the popular side stand. Lovely ball out of the back door inside to Arnold. Super play from the wingman Arnold, along with his centre Alan Hunt. He came in inside. There was no way through for him on the outside. The ball stuck, came to Arnold. He dragged, Hunt had dragged all the Bradford defenders over there to him, and Arnold with a clear run right in front of the sticks, and Long should get his first points in the goal-kicking department. Obviously Long opened the scoring for the Saints with a try in the 7th minute. Long converts it there. So 3 tries and 1 goal. Saints now 14 points, Bradford 38.
The Bradford Bulls with a double substitution. Number 22 Brian McDermott and number 14 Mike Forshaw leaving the field. They're replaced by 13 Sonny Nickel and 27 Tahi Rihana.
So Saints will restart with 9 minutes remaining on the clock. We may have had a little bit of stoppage time. There's not been much. Referee Cummins looking at his watch. The Bulls have the possession. Lowe's again, back to full fitness after being clattered earlier on. Spruce. Anderson all over him, looking to try and relieve him of ball possession, which he could have done on a one-to-one basis.
Number 18 is Andy Haig, and making a return to the action, number 2, Joey Hayes.
So Joey Hayes coming on for Andy Haig. As the Bulls move it upfield again. Rihana just come back on off the bench, slips it to Nick, who's just come on with him. But it's the Bulls well within striking distance. Overlap over here on the left, lofted ball. Back inside, Hodgson sees the gap, moves in field. Laws from the active half, chips it through. Alan Hunt, it touched his legs. and he picked it up, and he's lost the possession. The referee right in there, head and feet to the Bulls. Laws chipped it through, it hit Hunt's legs. Bounced forward, he picked it up, no problem. Then Dwyer, and I don't know who else was in with the tackle there, but it was a great hard tackle, and it shook the ball from Hunt's grasp. And now the Saints forced to defend when they was on the attack. Tomlinson feeds it. McNamara from the base of the scrum. He goes on his own. Chris Joynt wraps him up. Laws at dummy half. Bradford are going to stretch it right across field. Bradley coming in. Taken down by Arnold. Well, Bradley there getting involved. Oh dear me, Laws is in. That's no try, that's an infringement at the play of the ball. Bradley there, he's going to penalise Bradley, the captain, and rightly so. He was doing enough pouncing about there, was Bradley. And referee Cummins finally moving in and penalising Bradford. A little bit of respite for the Saints, but time running out, 7 minutes remain. The score, Saints 14, Bradford 38. And the captain penalised on at least 2 occasions. Matautia there on the run. Takes 3 men to bring him down. He still had chance of squeezing the ball out. Support wasn't there. Inside now, Newlove, can he explode? As Cunningham again brings it to the right. Anderson saw the gap, went through, was quickly dispatched to the earth. Sean Long, drop-off ball. Julian O'Neill. Saints are moving downfield, 30 metres from the Bulls line. It's the last tackle of the sequence. Saints run it on the power play. Sean Long chips it through. Has McNamara gathered the ball, or is it Laws? McNamara it was. Long tried to get the kick away, it hit McNamara, bounced it down, and he followed it up. The Bulls have the possession. Oh, Chris Morley and Tomlinson exchanging pleasantries. It was Tomlinson that came on. There's no need to come in there at the action, Tomlinson. The tackle was completed. Tomlinson came in. He wanted to push the man off the ball. Chris Morley took exception to it, and a few words was exchanged, and Chris Morley actually had more to say to Tomlinson. But it's Morley that's going to be spoken to. He's just saying, referee Cummins, it's my job to referee this game. I don't know why I should tell him that now with 5 minutes to go. He hasn't done too spectacularly through the 75 minutes we've played, but we'll bow to his superior knowledge. We can't beat giving the referee a little bit of stick, can you? A little bit of friendly banter. We always have a word with him when we see him, referee Cummins, and he only laughs at you. I mean, they all do, don't they? They get plenty of stick. Rihanna for Bradford as they come upfield with the penalty. 14 points to the Saints, 38 to the Bulls. 4 minutes remain. Strong run there by Warren Jowett. And the Bulls there, Laws looking to unload. The Saints defence tested once again. McNamara, Matautia meets him, along with Sean Long, I think it is. Tomlinson puts the speculator out, bounces off the Bulls player. Sean Long comes up with the ball. Morley wants a quick play the ball. Your cameraman this afternoon, David's getting excited. I don't think there's much to well as Marlin there at the play the ball. Or is it Sonny Nicol? Well, there didn't look anything in it, my word. The referee moving in, having a word with Danny Peacock and Graham Bradley. There didn't look anything in that at all. I can't see what the referee's bothering about. The tackle was completed. It's a penalty to the Saints. 2 points in the bag for Bradford. They keep their unbeaten record intact. And it'd be nice to see them go through the card undefeated. They've 6 more games after today's game. They play Salford, I think it is, next weekend. Then Bradford are down under, along with the Saints, for the return matches. And who else is down there? Warrington as well, I think, go down under. So a 3-week rest from domestic action. Sean Long tries to scamper through, draw the defence in. Can Saints finish with a flourish? Morley turns it inside, out to the back door there. Arnold again, hunting for the hat-trick. Along the line, Saints play it. Can they draw the Bradford defence in? Matautia into space, sidesteps in field. Matautia still going, oh, crying out for support. Hayes chips it through, can he score? Well, I think that could be an obstruction try. He's given an obstruction try as the referee. It was clearly taken off the ball, was Joey Hayes. With Bradley there remonstrating again. Oh, doesn't he do some yapping, that Bradley? Dearie, dearie me. But Joey Hayes there, given an obstruction try, and he should have had one at Oldham last Sunday. Lovely chip kick through on the last tackle, but Matautia broke through. Yes, Joey Hayes first try back after 12 months off with that nasty leg injury. But Matautia with a good breakthrough, looking for support, put the ball back, and then in the end the ball was chipped through. Joey Hayes, I think, hacked it on. Long converts
with the conversion, number 3, Sean Long.
The try there, bringing the Saints up to 20 with Bradford on 38 points. But Hayes there hacked it on, charging for the line, as you could clearly see. He was just going to a neatly angled and weighted kick by Hayes, chipped it forward. He was just going to dive on the ball. It was taken off by the Bradford defender, taken out, and referee Cummins had no problem in awarding the penalty try. Long converted it, and a great kick off there, and that man there going, and Paul Loughlin took it and landed right on his back there. Took it well as Bernard Dwyer breaks free of the tackle. In the dying minutes now here at Nosey Road. Saints 20, Bradford 38. Strong running by the Bulls, they're still sticking to the task. They're driving it forward. The Saints cover defence. There's Laws, tireless worker, isn't he? You've got to get to these men. Obviously Saints and Sean McRae knew the danger men. Oh, that pass was forward, dearie me. Not only a yard forward, more like a backyard. Oudman, anyway, the referee right on the job, he picks it out. That the first one he spotted? My word. No wonder they questioned the eyesight and the parentage of some of these chaps in the middle. But it's a scrum down, head and feet to the Saints. It's 10 metres from the Saints try line. 40 minutes gone on my clock, so the timekeeper is Alan Hunt. The rest of the game in the hand of the timekeepers. Not had a lot of stoppage in the second half. Joey Hayes right in front of us there. Tomlinson in at the tackle. Long. Anderson puts it downfield. The crowd counting the clock down. And the ball runs dead. And there's the final hooter. It's been an entertaining game here at Nosey Road. Obviously the Saints not getting the result. I thought they was going to be very hard pressed to get a result here against the Bradford Bulls. But errors have obviously played the part, with the Saints being punished by errors that they've committed by an exciting Bradford outfit. At least 3 or 4 tries coming from basic errors. Half-time Saints were trailing 20 points to 8. And in the second half, to be quite honest, more or less for the first half hour, it's been all well. Bradley in your picture there, certainly the vociferous Bradford captain, but he's going around shaking hands. Everything's okay now, all the pressure's off, the game's won. It was Bradford in the second half that came out in the 5th minute with the Callan try, goal by McNamara. 15 minutes or so before another try was on the board. Peacock went over, 3 minutes later Bradley went over, both goal by McNamara, and 38-8 the Bulls had a 30-point cushion. Then 10 minutes to the final hooter, a great work by Hunt, slipping a back door pass to Arnold. He went over, long goaled it, and then 2 minutes before the final hooter, Joey Hayes chipping through, following his kick-up after Matautia had laid the ball on. The try, he was obstructed, Hayes, in his efforts to touch the ball down. An obstruction try was given, long goaled it, and that brought Saints up into the 20 points with Bradford with 38, and that's how it remained for the last couple of minutes of the game. here at Nosey Road. Bradford go to the Eddington end of the Saints ground to respond to their supporters who have travelled over the Pennines here just to down here to God's Little Acre, Nosey Road St Helens, for this afternoon's game. But the Bradford Bulls keep on the onslaught. The final score, 20 points to the Saints, 38 to Bradford Bulls. You've been with Micron. Join us for the next game.